Hey, what is up, my friends? I'm Toby Wayne. This is Toby Wayne Studios, and this is the very first episode of Toby Talks, in which I kind of give you a little bit of an insight as to who I am as a person, kind of outside that art sculpting realm. Anyway, today I wanted to address the question that I get asked a lot. I mean, when I go to conventions and then they see the content of my work and what I do, the very first questions they ask are, what is your favorite horror movie? And without missing a beat, it is the all-time classic Eli Roth's Cabin Fever. This movie is my all-time favorite movie. It embodies everything that I love in a horror movie. It has great gore, a good looking cast. It just speaks to me, and the reason that it speaks to me is those of you that know me personally, that have spent some time with me in my personal life, or have seen me at a show, know that I am quite a germaphobe. And I get pretty skittish about germs. If I see somebody coughing across the room, I kind of already doing this kind of a thing. Anyway, this movie is such an amazing movie because it deals with, this virus that gets in and it starts to consume, the whole cabin and all the people in it. And it's just, it's an amazing movie. And as you can see here, I have multiple copies. I bought this. I was fortunate enough to get this movie at Hollywood Video when they were going out of business. I snagged it up. And I ended up buying a separate brand new copy in case I wear out my other copies. I love this, the unrated director's cut on Blu-ray because it has a ton of extra features that didn't come on the standard DVD version. But yeah, this is such a great one. Me being a germaphobe and seeing the virus spread is just disturbing to me. It kept me on the edge of my seat. I have seen this movie so many times. If I had $1 for every single time that I've seen this movie, I could probably go out and buy 2 of those Mountain Dew cubes. Not the 6-packs, but the cubes, because those are expensive, my friends. Actually, I could probably buy a lot of those cubes. But anyway, I have seen this movie so many times, and I'll put it in the DVD player, and I'll just listen to it while I'm working. And it's awesome. Which brings me to the next point is my wife knows how much I love this movie, and God bless her for dealing with me and watching this movie. She hears it coming from the studio all the time, and I'll put it in and at night when I'm going to sleep or whatever. But she knows that I love the soundtrack, so she bought me the soundtrack to the movie. And what was awesome was this kind of ties into the next part of this story. I was working Crypticon 2012 or 2013. Don't quote me on the year because the years kind of blend together after a while. But Toby Wayne Studios was at Crypticon 2012 in Seattle, Washington. And Serena Vincent, who plays Marcy in Cabin Fever, just happened to be there. She was one of the guests. And so as you can imagine, I was ultra giddy because I'm a fanboy. And so anyway, I break away from the table and I go and meet her, and she was really sweet. She was a very, very nice person. But anyway, she signed my copy of the music soundtrack for the movie. And so I'm talking to her about how great the movie is, and I'm sure she's probably heard it 10 zillion times, and I'm marking out because I love her character and I love the movie, and I'm telling her how awesome it is. And the next thing I know, my wife comes up. Katie comes up to the table, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, Katie, this is my wife, Katie, Serena. Katie, Serena." And Katie, of course, is like, "Oh, nice to meet you." And then we start talking about, I'm telling her my favorite scenes of the movie, and Katie's like, "Yeah, I've seen that movie, so many times too, And Katie just is like, yeah, it's just a movie, but I'm like, no, this is the greatest movie of all time. And of course, Serena is just listening to this thing unfold and stuff. And so I'm talking about how awesome the movie is. And then, Katie and Serena start talking, and I'm thinking, oh, that's cool. And then they start talking. It kind of deviates away from the movie, the greatest movie of all time. It deviates away from the movie and the content of the movie And Serena and Katie start talking about something that I don't know anything about, and that's lady problems. And I'm like, what? And they start talking about monthly problems, and I'm just like, what? Like, I'm a dude. I don't know what. I didn't know even what to say. I'm like, okay. And then they just keep talking back and forth, and they're like old pals hitting it off, talking about, things. And I'm just like, yeah. But then in that movie, like when you were working on there, and then they're like, yeah, yeah. And then they just keep talking, and I'm just like, wow, this is really weird. Like, and I'm the third wheel now, and I'm just like, what? What do I do? So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go off down back over by, and I just took off because I was embarrassed. I don't know what's going on. And so anyway, I don't know nothing about that kind of stuff. So I bail out of there, and I'm just like, and I remember like walking around the convention floor, and I come back like 20 minutes later, and I swear to the good Lord, they are still over there talking at Serena's booth, and they're just, hand gestures, and they're talking away. I have no idea what they're talking about. And I was just like, I think I'm just going to go back to my booth now. And so I went back to my booth. And then when Katie came back, she said her and Serena had a great time talking. And I'm like, yeah, apparently, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, yeah, that was really, really awkward. And I didn't know what to say. And I avoided Serena's table for the rest of the show. But yeah. Anyway, no, she was really awesome. She was a sweet, sweet lady. And she signed my cabin fever, and she probably thought I was a psycho, but that's okay. I'm sure they had a good conversation and all that good stuff. But yeah, so anyway, I love this movie. It's the greatest movie of all time in my opinion, whatever that's worth. I've even got digital copies saved on my iPad, and I think there's a copy on Katie's iPad too, just in case all of these items wear out. God help us all. But yeah, so anyway, I just thought I would share that fun little story for this first episode of Toby Talks. Cabin Fever, my all-time favorite movie. If anybody wonders, that's what I'm going to tell you every single time without hesitation. Cabin Fever, my all-time favorite. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. I appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up to let me know what you guys think about this series. I just really feel like I could give more and share all kinds of information about me and to give you guys some funny stories of things that have happened to me over my years of going to Comic-Cons and conventions. And yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much for all the new subscribers too. I see you guys and I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I wouldn't have anything to do if it wasn't for you guys. I just sit here in the studio minding my own P's and Q's, but I figured I would share my story. So anyway, thank you guys so much for checking this video out, and I will catch you in the very next video.